The gifted neurosurgeon wants a gifted HVAC worker. The gifted barber needs a gifted teacher. So we all are gifted. And unfortunately, in the school system, we focus on book smart and then sometimes athleticism and the obvious gifts, the obvious singer, the obvious actor. But like you said, some people already know what those gifts are, but we've got to dig a little deeper and find out, hey, maybe there's one of my students who's extremely gifted in hospitality. And I'm like,
Okay.
that might be a great career path for you.
Welcome back to the We Are All Awesome show, powered by WiddyUP, where we shine the spotlight on schools and communities that are rewriting what it means to be truly awesome. Today, we're taking you to the Hills Academy, a school that's not just teaching lessons, but shaping legacies. Founded by educators Tiffany and Bryan Hilburn, with a vision bigger than textbooks, the Hills Academy began with one simple belief: when young men are challenged, mentored, and loved, they rise. From the first day it opened its doors in 2016, Hills has been more than a classroom. It's a brotherhood, a family, a training ground for future leaders built on courage, faith, integrity, leadership, and service. These young knights don't just learn for grades. They learn for greatness. They stand taller, speak stronger, and lead with purpose. So today, we're not just celebrating a school, we're honoring a movement. One that proves when education meets heart, the results echo far beyond the walls of a campus. Because at Hills Academy, every student is more than a learner. They're a leader in the making. This is their story. This is their legacy, and this is the We Are All Awesome show.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the We Are All Awesome show, powered by WiddyUP. Carter, how you doing today?
Man, I'm excited, Randy. I understand we have some special guests with us.
Yeah, no, I'd like to introduce Bryan and Tiffany. They actually were. We met, and they had plans to do a WiddyUP fundraiser. And with the show that we have, the We Are All Awesome show, we highlight community members that are making an impact in their community. And after talking to both Bryan and Tiffany, I said, you guys are the perfect fit for our guests, and I want to invite you to the show. So
Thank you so much.
To the show.
Thank
Welcome
you so
to
much,
the
Randy.
show. Yeah, so Tiffany, Bryan, would you guys just mind telling our audience members kind of what the program you guys have in terms of the Hills Academy, what it is, what it's all about, how it got started?
Okay, Hills Academy is going on 10 years old. It's a nonprofit organization, and it was started for boys. It's all boys program.
10 years in the making. Okay, got it.
Yes, sir. And our basic concepts is where we are character first. So we believe in our kids. It is a Christian school, and so we believe in we have pillars that exemplify what we say is a person who is of high character. So that's one of our first things. We do that through male mentorships. We have mentors who come on campus. The second thing we do is educational based, and we do that through activities with, like, we do internships. We work on making sure our kids get hands-on learning, and we do also with the mentorship. We have a lot of male teachers, so we emphasize making sure that our young boys see that and have examples. And the last one is self-discovery. We want our young men to know who they are. And as a Christian school, we know purpose is very big for us, and we want our young men to know what it is they're supposed to do. And so self-discovery. Our yard dog. Self-discovery is our ultimate goal, for them to leave having a passion and having a pathway, like you were saying, Randy, earlier, whether it's college, career, whether it's trade school.
Yeah.
Just knowing what they were designed and created to do is our ultimate goal.
No, thanks for sharing that. I love those pillars.
Bryan, I'm curious, how did you and Tiffany come up with this idea? I love that particular mission. Share with us the journey of coming up with this particular approach.
Okay, so my wife and myself were both career educators. My wife, she actually is from California. She taught in I believe Compton and some other places, and then she moved here to Atlanta, also teaching in a private school and in a public school here. And I'm a career educator in a public school, and I taught special education. And I always saw the overrepresentation of boys in special education, and when it comes to, you know, getting in trouble and expulsion and suspension, IEPs, they were you know, highly represented. And a lot of them had issues like ADHD and things of that nature. And sitting still and being in the classroom didn't always fit their makeup. And so I did my master's at Walden University.
Okay.
My thesis was on gender-based learning. And what I learned is that both genders do way better in a gender-based setting.
Really?
So,
Wow. Okay.
well,
Specifically at middle school age.
specifically in middle school age, you know, when they go crazy, you know.
Let me
Okay.
clarify just to make sure I understand. What you mean is when it's a gender based, that means boys with boys, girls with girls. That's what you mean.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
I believe that's got to be right. I mean, I've got 4 of my own, and I believe that's got to be right. Can I pause you for 1 second? Did you
No
say
problem.
Tiffany taught in Compton?
Yes.
I taught in Compton, Tiffany.
Okay, what school?
I taught at Carver Elementary.
Okay, I taught at Willowbrook Middle
We
School.
sent our
No. I long-term subbed at Willowbrook, but I got a job at Roosevelt Middle School.
we sent our kids to Willowbrook. That's where Carver kids went to middle school.
Wow.
Small world.
It is a small world. That almost 25 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Wow.
Sorry to
Wow.
interrupt you. This is exciting. I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah,
Keep
I want to
going.
actually go back to the point of all boys school, all girls school. I want to challenge that a little bit. So when my boys were looking at high schools, there's here in Southern California, you may know Tiffany, Crespi, Loyola. Those are typical high schools that are all boys. So those are amazing schools, amazing feeder schools to top colleges. But at the same time, I asked, you know, the boys need to understand how to work and learn and interact with women and with girls. So what is that? What does the research show? What have you guys concluded? I just want to challenge that. I'll take the position. I was talking to my brother last night. We were talking about all boys school for his son, and he was like, no, he's going to all mixed boys and girls. He needs to learn how to interact with girls.
May I answer that?
Go ahead.
Well, the data is high specifically at middle school age. So at that point, getting a boyfriend and a girlfriend is completely, in my opinion, just not the top priority. So smelling good is a better priority for middle school boys than getting a girl. But I do agree with you in a sense. And so because of that, we do have a lot of male teachers just for a representation. So, because a lot of kids have not had male teachers, but then the women are there for the guys to learn how to respect, engage, participate, listen to women.
Okay.
Now it is a little bit problematic when you look at dances and things like that, because we realize very quickly that girls make dances happen. They make all the extracurricular just a little bit funner.
Okay.
And the girls go to it with or without boys. Boys only go to those things if girls are there.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more difficult. But we do want to move our model from just being a gender-based school exclusively for boys to a gender-based learning environment for
Got
boys
it.
and
That's
girls.
a key differentiation. I like that.
Yes,
Thanks for
and then at
clarifying.
the high school level, begin to have more opportunities for co-ed. All of our clubs, we do have a small cohort of girls, as our board has agreed to get our toes wet with gender-based learning, not gender-based learning, but having 2 gender-based learning programs. So all of our extracurriculars are co-ed, from clubs and a few sports like golf and soccer and track. And then all of our clubs, as I already mentioned, dual enrollment obviously is co-ed. And some of our more rigorous high school classes are also co-ed, just because of resources.
Okay.
So we do see a difference with the guys and girls there, but they're more mature at high school.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
I was going to speak to the science of it, though. There are ways that the developmental milestones of boys and girls happen at different times.
Yeah.
And so you see a lot of boys not liking school or not as participatory when they get to 3rd and 4th grade level, because girls do better with gross motor skills. The handwriting's better, those types of things that they read sometimes and more proficiently. And so, of course, boys don't like to lose. And so when you're losing, you just quit, you don't play. And so the studies show that just there are practices that are better suited for boys that they like, and there are practices that are better suited for girls. And girls grasp, abstract concepts and things like that a lot easier, but boys really like concrete, hands-on.
Yeah.
Things they can touch and feel, and they want to move a lot. So
Yeah.
you can get one set of kids doing, you can get activities that are geared towards what the group likes in large, and it makes it a lot easier.
Makes sense. So what is your guys' role within the school? Are you guys the superintendent role, principal role, president role? How, you guys share it all across? How does that work?
We have a lot of roles. I don't know if we would have to do another episode to do roles. But I would say the most important role would be just kind of would be administrator, but
you're the head of schools.
Okay.
We just go head of
Technical.
schools. We was head of school, but we said because we have boy and girl program, we just said head of schools. And I moved from lead teacher to administrator, which is what I was doing anyway. So now,
yeah. And this is only through middle school. I know you mentioned some high school courses. I thought it was only middle school. Are you
middle and high? 6
middle
through
and
12.
High. Okay, 6 through 12. Got it. Okay.
And
And you said about 100 or so students all across.
Yes, sir.
Got
Bryan,
it.
you had us with the mission of the school, the vision of the school, the idea of the school. Take us now. You're a decade in, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Give us a little bit about that journey. So you kick it off. Tell me about that first day. And I know that we've got one episode to do this. I know there's a lot to talk about.
But kind of the first day of school.
I just want to, for our audience, I just want to hear what that was like.
We started actually in the basement of our home in a neighborhood in Conyers, Westchester Lakes. And the first initial year, my wife was a learning coach, and we used Georgia Cyber as our curriculum. And we had about 13 students to start out, boys and girls. And by midway is when we said, no, we need to just do all boys. And I think we ended up with 8 students.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Like I was teaching, but we had young children. So I worked at Georgia Cyber Academy. So I wanted to be a learning coach. So, and that's just supporting online students. So I became a learning coach for some online students, and we had a nice size basement. So we just did it there. But slowly the girls start withdrawing for various reasons, completely out of our control, very different reasons. One girl, parents, they went through a divorce, so the finances couldn't afford for something like that. One of my young ladies had juvenile arthritis, so we were moving around too much, so that didn't work. I had a couple other things that really were just not out of my control. They weren't out of my control. And then we ended up with pretty much all boys. I was just left with one girl. And it was just like, and he's missing a big part. When we were dating, he told me he was going to start an all boys school.
Oh, okay.
I'm just in love and we're both teachers. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. And then, then it actually happens. It's like, oh, wow, this is real. So I had remembered that. And at that point, it was like, I think it's now time for us to consider starting an all boys school, and realize that we ended up with pretty much all boys.
So what I hear from that is that you held him to his word when y'all were dating.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. I can see Bryan being like, she holds me to my word in everything.
Oh yeah.
And you guys got is that two girls? Two girls
Yes.
part of the family?
Yes.
And did they are they part of the school now? How is that working?
So our youngest both of them went to school. So my oldest went from 6th through 8th, and now she's in high school. She goes to a magnet school, which gave her opportunity to get some AP courses and some things of that nature. So
we delve more into the sciences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And our youngest is in the 8th grade right now at Hills Academy.
Got it. So one of the things that we're big on is continued education, whether it be in college, whether it be at a trade school, whether it be in the workforce. What is your guys' position in terms of how are you guys positioning the students? Are you positioning them to go to college? Is that like a major milestone for them? Or is it doesn't matter if they want to go into a trade school or a trade profession? What is your position there in terms of life after high school?
No, you answer.
So, like we were saying on our last pillar, self-discovery, we want them to find out what their purpose is.
Okay.
And we have a couple of different people who are, Hills Academy is a community-minded organization. We have board members who have their own businesses, different things like that. And we have board members. We have one board member who is very successful, makes a lot of money in landscaping and never attended college. And
Okay.
so
Yeah.
our big push is in the self-discovery, wanting to know what your gifts are, what has God made you good at, what has God made you passionate about, and how you can make that into a career. And so we push more of what our families are, feeling that their children are wanting to go into. We do have dual enrollment, so
Nice.
I believe the majority of our kids leave with college credits, even if college is not what they want to do. We want them to go and experience it. We have a great partnership there. And then we also make sure our kids get interns. So last year, all of our seniors had an intern. We had some kids interning at the district attorney's office. We had some.
Wow. And do you guys place them there or find those internships? Yes. You guys do all that work?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a lot of work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yes,
there's a saying that we have, a kind of a motto that we have, and I want Carter to elaborate on that as well. It's very similar to our company. So WiddyUP, the fundraising piece is always going to be there. We're always going to fundraise, but our 2.0 version, our tagline is discover what you can do with the awesomeness that you have. So I want to have Carter just elaborate a little bit on that and how it aligns to what Bryan just mentioned. You want to share some info on that, Carter?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in fairness, I think I'll repeat what Bryan said. We believe at WiddyUP, every kid has something that makes them them.
Wow.
It's their unique gift. And some kids know what that is, and good for them. I think that's an absolute awesome discovery early on. Most kids do not.
Right.
And what WiddyUP wants to do is ensure that we help our kids look inward and discover what their awesomeness is, because we strongly believe that our kids were created with a unique purpose and gift.
Wow.
And so what you're saying and what you and Tiffany have designed at the Hill School is really very representative of what WiddyUP is looking to do, which is helping kids discover what it is that makes them them, and then ultimately build a path towards that thing so that they can live a life of meaning.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. I want to add to that because I think it's very important.
Wow.
I often say, and I love what you just said, because they are very closely in line, almost the same. But I tell kids and students, I said, this is a school for the gifted. So then that makes some kids get a little nervous, or parents, and they're like, wait a minute, I don't know. I said, no, everybody is gifted. The gifted neurosurgeon wants a gifted HVAC worker. Gifted HVAC worker wants a gifted barber. The gifted barber needs a gifted teacher. So we all are gifted. And unfortunately, in the school system, we focus on book smart. And then sometimes athleticism and the obvious gifts, the obvious singer, the obvious actor. But like you said, some people already know what those gifts are, but we've got to dig a little deeper and find out, hey, maybe, there's one of my students who's extremely gifted in hospitality. And I'm like,
okay,
that might be a great career path for you. I think you're gifted in that.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, just acknowledging that this is a school for the gifted, but every school should be just helping people kids help them identify their unique giftedness.
No, thanks for sharing that, Tiffany. I want to elaborate on that a little bit. So if you look at every student both of you guys have ever taught or coached, and one thing that they remembered about you or the school, what would you want it to be in terms of, like, what's that one thing you hope that they always remember about the Hills Academy, or, that number one mission or number one thing, 5-10 years down the road? What is that number one thing?
You got some?
For me,
okay.
Yeah, for me, I want them to know that all my intention was out of a spirit of love. So if I pushed you, it was because I loved you and I know you could do more. So I want them to know that Miss Tiffany loved them. And she pushed me to greatness, you know, even if I didn't feel like it took that some, you know, like and I tell them that all the time. 10 years from now, you'll realize why.
Yeah.
You'll realize why. But
Yeah.
you
So
know this.
y'all see who the pushy one is. When she comes down the hallway,
Everybody.
Yeah, don't think for a second, Bryan. I know who the boss is on campus.
Oh, no. He's the boss.
now, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but yes, I do have a high expectation for all of them. And I don't want them to have put a label on themselves that restricts them from pursuing what they can become. So I don't want them to think that they have restrictions. So
I love that. I had a discussion with one of I coach youth basketball, high school basketball, and the other day I got on a kid, and you know I got on him because he wasn't listening, he wasn't doing what I was asked, and I told him on the side is that, you know, I will hold you accountable, I will push you to your limits, and if the point comes where I'm not getting on you, that's when you need to worry.
Yes.
Right at that time. And I love what you're saying, Miss Tiffany, is if you are pushing the kids, you are pushing them to greatness. If you're not pushing them, that means you don't care.
Yeah. And I always say to the young men that I want them to be successful at what I feel is their most important role, and that's to be the CEO of their families, to be good men, to be good community pillars. And we kind of liken the ministry of Hills Academy to the story of Nehemiah, where they were rebuilding the walls. And I liken our young men to being the security of the community by being in place and doing what they need to do in their homes so that they can have stronger communities.
And he's really good at that. Like Bryan is so community minded and keeping the bigger picture. Like for me, I'm definitely what's going on in the schoolhouse. And everything outside the schoolhouse, I really don't. Like it's too much. But he's such
very, very complimentary and important for sure.
Yes.
I'm curious, how do your families respond to the overall mission and structure of the school? How has that been, the relationship there?
You talking about like our parents?
Excuse me, the parents of the school.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been very good.
I'm not going to get into family therapy. Don't worry, Bryan. I'm not going to make you do that. I'm curious, like, do you have the buy-in from your parents?
Yes. The majority, yes, we have. You know, they understand we have things called family meetings. We talk about it takes a village, and we have a village approach, and we want to have everybody involved. We also bring, like I said, male mentors on the campus Tuesdays and Thursdays to talk to the young men. So we very inclusive and want everybody to know they have a piece to play. I think probably one of the things we need to work on or work better with is trying to keep our parents involved, because what we have in our school system is a situation where it's a part-time, the parents drop the kids off and expect teachers to do everything, and then you drop them back off and you hope that they do what you ask them to do, like homework and things like that, and you hope the parents support. And so we try to keep those lines of communication open. We still have to work on those things, because a lot happens when you're in a private school and parents pay, or there's some kind of exchange that kind of feel even more so that things should be done at the schoolhouse and they shouldn't have to worry about it. But we have good.
We have great parents. I think our parents are really, really supportive. It is different though when you have a more male-centric environment. You know, like the teachers are different. The guy teachers are different than lady teachers. Like things that bother men don't bother women, and things that bother women don't bother men. Did I say
Tell me more? Tell me more, Miss Tiffany.
Like it's just certain stuff I'll go. Like if the guys are kind of like tapping, or of course you guys already know, throwing trash in the trash can as if they're the NBA basketball player. Like the male teachers, it just really doesn't bother them. To me, I'm like, if you're not gonna make it, sit down. Just sit down, and that is a distraction, right? And so it's just little things like that. And sometimes even the more nurturing, both men and women are extremely nurturing, but men nurture differently than women. And So I think people have to get used to that when you have a lot more male teachers. It's just different. It's not bad. It's just different. You know, being like in a locker room with guys all the time is different, you know, versus, you know, in a, I don't know, maybe I'm just going in circles. And I just want to say this.
I hear you. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. So we talked about in the beginning about success after high school. I want to ask a question in terms of what's the biggest lie we tell young people about success, and how do you personally redefine it? Like in today, in a world obsessed with followers, grades, trophies, how do you teach purpose? You alluded to that a little bit, Mr. Bryan. How do you teach purpose, not pressure?
So we have, like I said, we bring in mentors and things of that nature, and we always talk about your success is personalized. You know, success for you may look different than for me. And then we have these things we talk about. Healthy masculinity is one of our things to work with our young men, and I think sometimes we feel like we're the biggest and the strongest and we're the best, you know, and the wealthiest. So we kind of deconstruct and reconstruct their mindset on, you know, going back to purpose. And, you know, like my wife said, if you're the gifted HVAC, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't mean that you're any less than the gifted CEO or whatever the case may be. And we also let our kids know that, you know, we fall in love with certain things. Like people fall in love with entrepreneur, and I'm like, I tell them all the time, you don't really know what you're saying when you say entrepreneur. That's, you know, you thinking you're your own boss and you can make your schedule now. And I'm telling you, no, everybody else makes your schedule now. It's a lot different. And so we just try to hit them with reality, but then also with love, and then also understanding that the success is very different for each individual.
May I add to that?
Yes.
Just some of the lies I think people say, obviously the money, but I think some lies that we tell our kids is that whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna make you happy. Like
or you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
some things are not
some
going.
Things you're not gonna be able to do.
Yeah, your giftedness doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy, but there's a naturalness to your giftedness, and it also is a piece to it. Like it flows from you.
And
like
it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, easy for you to do, not easy to do.
It flows out of you. It may come with complications, like even being a teacher. It comes with complications, but it flows from me. It flows from him. If we find ourselves in a different country, we're going to find ourselves with some middle school kids. They're going to somehow end up at our hut or something or somewhere. They're going to end up there with us because it flows from us. And with that comes a sense of peace. The money is a blessing, and it will come, but a lie is that what you're passionate about may not be lucrative. And I don't think that's fair to people, because it stunts people's growth, because it makes them not pursue something, or they'll have a delayed pursuit when they should have pursued it when they were 19, but now they're 32 and they're starting it a little bit later because it finally kicked in.
I think that's a really, really important point to make, because earlier we were speaking about your thing in life, right? And I remember this great story. I had our son, I was in his room, he was an infant, I was holding him, in comes my oldest daughter. She had just finished lacrosse practice. And she's sharing a story with me, something about the coach. There had been an issue on the field, this, that, and the other. And I said, "Oh, sweetheart, you are such an awesome lacrosse player." And she was maybe 12 at the time. She said, "Dad, don't do that." I said, "What's that?" She said, "I'm a pretty good lacrosse player, and I love lacrosse, but I'm not an awesome lacrosse player, and that's okay." But I paused, because at that moment I thought, what a profound and mature thing to say. She loves it. She's excited about it. She is not an awesome lacrosse player. She's perfectly fine. But I think to what I heard Miss Tiffany say, which is, you know, you can do anything you want to do. You can be a brain surgeon. Like, you know what? brain surgery is probably not for you. Your math and science is not that great. However, there is something out there for you that will flow.
Yes.
And remember, the money will come because you love it and it flows. So if I heard you correctly, I had to share that story because
That was a good story.
It was relevant. And I think we as adults say, oh, Bryan, you're the best at everything.
Mhm.
And that instills some amount of doubt in you because you're like, well, I don't feel that way. I like this, but I'm not great at the other things.
Mhm.
Sorry, I went off on a
No,
tangent.
No, that was good. I like
I
that.
thought Miss Tiffany really brought up something there, Randy, that was
Yeah, no,
relevant.
for sure. Carter, you want to go ahead and ask them our we are all awesome question?
After that diatribe, sure. We ask a question, the same question of every guest.
Mhm.
You get to go back, put your arm around your 10-year-old self and share a piece of advice, something that will help him or her over that span from 10 to where y'all are now. What would you share with your 10-year-old self that you wish you had known then?
And this is for each of you. So we would definitely want to hear Miss Tiffany and Mr. Bryan, each one separately.
Oh man, that's
10.
a long time ago. What's 10? 10 years is what?
10-year-old, I think, is third grade, 4th grade.
10, yeah, fifth grade. That's a long time ago. I'm the oldest of 5
Don't start
kids.
aging yourself. Don't age yourself like that.
A long time ago. We're both the oldest.
Yeah.
So there's a part of being the oldest child that we can fall into is people pleasing and perfectionism. Like, you know, we got it together. I think I would tell my 10-year-old self, Tiffany, it's okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. You're not perfect, and you can't get it all done, and that is okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I think she's still telling herself that. So that's why.
Now I tell other people that. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. I like that message.
Yeah, I would think for me, something similar to that. But you know, just knowing who you are. I know, and then also kind of knowing your passions and following your passions at an earlier age. You know, and so as a 10-year-old, you know, like I said, older kids want to people please, and then carrying that to our older, and you know, you go into college and you're told, you know, you need to go into the computer science, of course, is what you should do, and so always looking to achieve, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
but like you guys said, you know, looking for purpose, and I think a lot of that comes with, you know, just understanding that.
Would you tell yourself, Bryan, be a teacher?
I wouldn't say be a teacher.
He wanted to be an NBA player.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's all of us, every athlete. But
yeah, I still think I have a chance, Miss Tiffany. So don't. Why are you laughing so hard, Bryan?
Well, I'm sorry, my bad. But no, I have a funny story about that. We were in a McDonald's drive-through, and me and my dad are in the car, and we're about to order like some quarter pounders or whatever. And he said, "So, son, what do you want to be in life?" And I said, "I want NBA play." He said, "Well, that could be your plan B or C, but what is plan A?" I was like, "Oh, okay, I got to have a plan A, Dad. Thanks."
Yeah. Share the data, share the statistics. But all I got to say is, wow. What an amazing and inspiring story you guys shared with us today. The Hills Academy isn't just a school. It's a movement built on purpose, faith, and heart. Founded in 2016 by Mr. and Mrs. Hilburn. It began as a small program for homeschooled boys in East Metro Atlanta in their small home. But what they built has grown into something extraordinary. Really a nonprofit academy shaping young men into leaders of courage, faith, integrity, leadership, and service. So thank you guys for sharing. You shared a lot of valuable tips in terms of mentorship, education, hands-on learning, self-discovery, faith-based, how you guys are faith-based, the outcome of gender-based learning, how important that is. Miss Tiffany, you talked about how you pushed your students to greatness. Mr. Bryan, being the CEO of their families. And we talked about how success is personalized. Your giftedness, challenges and complications, don't worry. Things are going to be okay. You will find your flow. And I know you guys have a mascot. We didn't talk a lot about that, but it's a knight. I have close ties to that. I worked at a Notre Dame Knights. They were a Knights high school in Sherman Oaks, California. My son went there as well. But the knight, that represents everything the HEAL stands for: strength, honor, courage, to lead by example. And these aren't just words. They're lived out every day in the classrooms, on the fields, and in the hearts of all of their students. To the Hillburns and to everyone at the Hills Academy, thank you. Thank you for proving that when education is rooted in purpose, just like you said, in purpose, it doesn't change students, it transforms generations. And this is what we're all about at the We Are All Awesome show. That's what we're all about, celebrating the people and the programs, lifting others higher. So until next time, keep believing, keep leading, and keep reminding the world that together we are all awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. WiddyUP.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. WiddyUP.